Man, almost 2 weeks into April, almost 2 weeks into the second quarter. Is crazy. Good morning, Ruthie. Good to have you. So excited as always to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you're spending this 30 minutes in your morning with me so that we can all continue to grow and learn. And again, like I always say, design our ideal life. How'd you wake up this morning? How'd you wake up? Were you flooding that mind with gratitude? Was it a good wake up? Did you open your eyes and say, God, thank you. I'm so grateful for this. So grateful for these things. Did you think about the people you're most grateful for? Did you think about any of the things that came across your mind that allow you to see yourself in a higher, grander vision? Hopefully that's how we're training our brain, y'all. Hopefully that's the mindset that we're waking up in. You know, I tell you all the time, that morning routine, how important that is, how crucial that is, how setting your mind on the right things, first things in the morning, changes the trajectory of your day. So I hope that's what you're practicing. I hope that's what you're practicing and not the other side, which is the fear, the worry, the, oh my gosh, I'm late. What do I got to get done? The hustle and bustle of life. We need to take at least that first 15, 20 minutes of our morning just to be with ourselves, just to reset, just to make sure we're starting the day off in the right way. And the more that we train our brain to do those things, y'all, the better off your life becomes. Why? Because you start to control more of your day. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about. I hope all of you have had a great week. I hope you actually did do something this week that pushed you out of your comfort zone, right, Tatiana? I hope you did something that pushed you out of your comfort zone this week. I hope you did something that scared you. I hope you did something that challenged you. I hope you had that crucial conversation. I hope you addressed that thing. I hope you, uncovered that scary monster in the closet a little bit more. I hope we are pushing ourselves to doing those things. That's what these calls are for. It's not meant for you to just stay the same. It's meant for you to get the seed planted so you start watering that seed so you become better. Remember, progress equals happiness. Progress equals happiness. It's not a destination. It's the progress. It's enjoying the process of growing into the man or woman God called you to be. So that means every day we have to be challenging ourselves, pushing ourselves, dying to our old self and creating a new self. That's an everyday process. So every day I want you guys to think, man, what did I do today that challenged me? Not the same frustrations, right? Not that you went to sleep a little frustrated because you dealt with some of the same issues, not that stuff. But internally, what did you do today or what did you do yesterday that pushed you, that pushed you out of your comfort zone? What's the scary things that you're doing? And if you can pile those up day after day, consistency, right? You can pile those up day after day, guys, your life will change. It'll absolutely change. And I know you guys know that because you know the thesis of the calls. If you change your thinking, you change your life. If you change how you think about things, it's going to change your beliefs. It's going to change your actions. It's going to change your behavior, and you're going to get to a different life. So that's in all the areas. How's your health life? What did you challenge yourself to do? You guys know I'm on the back of a 4-day fast, right? Now I'm on a 21-day sugar detox. It's all sugar. It's none of even the little sugars. You guys go to the grocery store and really read the label of anything you pick up. Did you know that your mayo has sugar in it? Right? I'm a chef, right? So mayo is just like eggs and oil and salt, pepper, whatever little seasoning you want. But you pick up I just looked at the back of the Hellmann's mayo and it says sugar, right? I don't know if you pay attention to these things, but now because I'm challenging my brain, I'm challenging my health, I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Now I'm reading the back of all these labels and it's like, man, that's crap. Did you know your jar of pickles has sugar? Some jars of pickles have sugar in it. It's crazy, the amount of sugar that's out there. But anyway, that's me challenging myself in my health. What are you doing in your health life? What are you challenging yourself? Are you moving your body more? I'm getting in my 10,000 steps a day. How are you challenging your movement? How are you challenging what you're putting in your mouth? All right. What about in your relationships? Are you having the crucial conversation, or are you avoiding the conversation you know you need to have? Did you call that person that has been on your mind, on your heart? The person you might have gotten a little disagreement with, the person that you need to mend some things with, do you call them or you just think about them? Because calling them would be the challenge in your relationship, right? All the areas in your financial life, in your spiritual life. Y'all know this is the stuff we talk about, but I just want to remind you, you can come here and listen, and that's great. Half of the battle is showing up. The other half is putting in the work. It's actually doing the stuff. You only get me an hour and a half out of your week. You're with yourself every single day. So how half out of your week, you're with yourself every single day. So how often are you challenging yourself in all these areas? I'm going to continue to encourage y'all down the path, because this is what gets you to the life you don't need a break from, is when you constantly challenge yourself. You do the hard things now, your life becomes easier. If you just do all the easy things, your life gets harder. And we want this life to get easier for you. So just do the hard stuff now, right? Question is, how bad do you want it? It's not about what you want. It's about how bad do you want it? Are you willing to do the things necessary? Those just came across my feed. Again, I don't know what's going across your feed, but those are the types of things that go across my feed. And they just popped out at me. 2 messages in there. Obviously, that's stuff you've already heard me say. None of that stuff is new, right? Y'all heard me say that stuff all the time. You get what you focus on. You get what you focus on. So if you focus on the things that you want, you'll get those things. We have a habit of focusing on the things we don't want. I've shared this with you before. Test yourself and test people around you. When you ask them what they want that's up ahead, fast forward me out. Tell me what your next 5 years looks like. Tell me what your ideal life looks like 10 years from now. If someone starts there saying with, I don't want this, I know I don't want to be poor. I know I don't want to be at this job. I know I don't want to live here. I know I don't. When you hear that, you know they're going to get that, because that's what they're focused on. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you do want and what you don't want. You're saying don't, but you're actually focused on the thing. I don't want to be poor. You'll be poor. It's different than saying I want to be wealthy. I'll be wealthy. It's a completely different thing. What we focus on, we get more of. So what are you focused on? How do we know what to focus on? That's what Wallow was talking about. He said, hey, you need to write this thing down. You need to write this thing down. BP said, right, Wallow is his favorite human on the internet. He is. He's motivational. I don't know if you know Wallow's story. He spent 20 years in prison, came out right now. He's a multi-millionaire. He's been out of prison for 5-6 years. Multi-millionaire. Came out, hit the ground running. He got his mind right. Started to motivate, started to understand attention, started to build something big for his family, cut out all the distractions, none of that stuff. And then a guy like that's going to give you some keys to what he did. Remember, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. If you find someone that's successful, you do what they do, you're going to have what they have. So what did Wallow tell you? He said, you need to write it down. Write down the 10, 20, 15, 30 things that you want. That you want to become. I call it my master plan to energize and focus. I got one. This has everything in it. It's got my top 10 reasons I do things, my personal plan, my spiritual plan, my health plan, my business plan. It's all in there. It's 18 pages of who I am, who I want to be. I read it to myself all the time. Success leaves clues. I don't know if you have yours written down. I don't know if you are clear on what you want or the man or woman you want to be, but I am. Wallow said you should do that. I would listen. I would take the time today to not be distracted. I would take tomorrow, even though it's the weekend, to sit down and do some of this stuff. These are the messages. This is the stuff you're hearing. The stuff you're listening to. So we got to make sure you're writing things down. That's how we get to our goals. That's how you get to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, right? All these things are just reminders to you. And then, lastly, you get a chance to hear success is inconvenient. Some of you want it convenient. Some of you want to be successful in your health and you want it to be convenient. Some of you want to be successful in your finances and you want it to be convenient. You want your relationships to be convenient. We live in this cesspool of convenience and comfort. That's not how you get to your ideal life. Success is incredibly uncomfortable. It is not convenient. It is very inconvenient to become successful in any area of your life. The question is, like you heard the last guy, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And are you willing to pay the price? That's all. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to pay the price? We get what we focus on, so you need to focus on good things, and then you have to be willing to pay the price. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, it says, hey, the world class is always willing to pay the price. They're always willing to pay the price, no matter what it is. Here's what it says, just so you can know. It says, the average person will be flabbergasted at the amount of time and effort that professional performers invest on their way to the top. Amateurs use words like lucky and opportunistic to describe the world class, but they couldn't be farther from the truth. The great ones pay a tremendous price for their success. While the masses spend an inordinate amount of time planning and scheming ways to avoid doing the work necessary to win, champions are out on the playing field paying the price. The middle class consciousness is convinced there's a shortcut to success. They are bound and determined to find it. Of course, there's never been a shortcut to success, nor is there a glamorous method of paying the price. There's only blood, sweat, and tears of delayed gratification. There's only the pain and suffering of practice. There's no escape from it, and the winners know it. You either pay the price for success or you pay the price in regret. Say that again. You either pay the price for success or you pay the price in regret. Only champions know the price of success is a much lighter burden to bear than the ongoing torture of regret. As Speaker Jim Rohn says, paying the price weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. To thinking and contemplative people, the only intelligent choice is paying the price. The alternative is mental torture. Success is a toll road. Pay it now or pay it later. You already know what the great ones do. It's just a reminder. You got to be willing to pay the price. Success is a toll road. You got to either pay now or you pay later. One of my mentors used to say, the price must be paid in full up front for the life that you want. The price must be paid in full up front to get to the life that you want. So you got to be willing to pay the price if you want to go off and design your ideal life, y'all. You got to be willing to pay the price. There's a quote that says something along the lines of, if you, oh man, what is it? It's like if you sacrifice, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice, right? If you don't sacrifice for the things you want, what you want will ultimately become the sacrifice. So you got to pay that price. Something else I was listening to, I couldn't clip it up, but LeBron James has a podcast called Mind the Game. First year was with JJ Redick. Now it's with Steve Nash. His episode 2, if you go on YouTube and you look at it on YouTube, he talks basically about his routine. He talks about him paying the price for being great. And he talks about this in a way where it's like this is normal to him. The way he trains his body. He's talked about, he's like, after I leave the game, some people, the media would see him leave the court early after a win or after a loss. And he's like, because I'm already thinking about the next game and getting my body prepared for the next game. That's ice baths. That's ice around the knees. That's hyperbaric chambers. That's all these things that he has to pay the price in order to be successful in his endeavors. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the message to you. Are you willing to pay the price for the success you're asking for? It's not convenient. It's never going to be convenient. But have you made it up in your mind? Because this is just a decision. It's just a decision that you make to say, I'm willing to pay the price. I'm willing to sacrifice these things. I'm willing to cut these things out. I'm willing to get away from these type of people. I'm willing to change what I'm watching. I'm willing to change what I'm listening to, right? I'm willing to change my routine. Most importantly, I'm willing to change my mindset. I'm willing to be open-minded. I know this is who I think I am, but that's not who you, if that's not who you want to be, then you have to change who you think you are. I know we've been adept saying that this is how I am. This is who I've been. This is how I've operated. Well, that's because we're thinking in the past. Who do you want to be? That's what Wallow's talking about. That's what this master plan to energize and focus is. That's you writing down the woman you want to be, the man you want to be. Like, who are you up there? And then I heard Mel Robbins say this, if you start being intentional about that man or woman. You start acting as if. It's not fake it till you make it. It's not, oh, I'm just going to act like that. No, no, no. If you say, I am a healthy person, I have a healthy weight, I take care of my body, I love my body is my temple. If that's how you think about it, you will take different steps the next time you put fast food in your mouth or think about putting it in your mouth. You'll think about it differently because you're acting in the process of the person you want to become. What if you were successful? What if you were successful in your finances? What does that man or woman look like? How would they spend their money? How would they spend their time? How would they invest? How would they save? How would they be out of debt? How would they look at their financial life? If that's who you want to be up ahead, then you need to act as if now. All of this is how you pay the price. So you just got to challenge yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we get another opportunity. We're blessed to see another day. The fact that you get a chance to get on these calls and hear this gives you another shot to become the man or woman God called you to be. It gives you another opportunity today to go out and challenge yourself, to push yourself, to change who you are, to become who you want to be. That's how you get to the life you don't need a break from. Remember, it's you growing the capacity to handle the life. You may not get to the destination, but progress equals happiness. And somebody said it this way. They said, it's not about becoming the millionaire. It's about who you need to become a millionaire. We think it's about the money. It's okay to have that goal. It's okay to write all those things down and say you want to be financially independent and financially free and all this stuff. That's fine to say it. But just know it's not about that. It's about the person you have to become in pursuit of that. So if you're not pursuing anything grand, if you're not pursuing anything that's beyond you, if you're not pursuing anything that it's what we call a God-sized dream, something that you are like, I have no idea how I'm going to get there. You will not stretch yourself enough to have the capacity to handle what you're asking for. That's why you need to write it down. That's why you need to get in touch with the future version of yourself, right? That's why you need to go off and do this, because that's how you become the best version of yourself, is because you're growing and expanding unlike anybody else. Here's a quote from Thomas Edison. He said, I'm wondering what would have happened to me if some fluent talker had converted me to the theory of an 8-hour day and convinced me that it was not fair to my fellow workers to put forth my best effort in my work. I'm glad that the 8-hour day had not been invented when I was a young man. If my life had been made up of 8-hour days, I don't believe I could have accomplished a great deal. This country would not amount to as much as it has if the young men of 50 years ago had been afraid that they might earn more than they were paid for. Again, are you willing to pay the price? How bad do you want the life that you're asking for? These are the things to contemplate. These are the things to think about this weekend. As you go off this weekend, you start figuring out your routine, because many of us have a normal routine and those types of things. See what you need to do to switch it. See what you need to do to change it, to push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit more. Do the thing that scares you. I'm always going to challenge you to do that type of stuff because I know that's what it takes. Success is a toll road. You either pay it now or you're going to pay it later. You don't want to pay it later, y'all. The regrets. Go listen to people in nursing homes that are 90 years old, that are like, they know they're towards the end, and talk to them. Talk to older people around you. See if they have more regrets than they have, wins and things that they're proud of. Of course, they're going to say that there's some things they're proud of. Most of it's going to be around their family. But I bet you they have some regrets. They have some things they wish they would have done differently. And now, there's nothing they can do about it. So they have to pay that toll. They have to pay it later. I don't want that for us. I don't want that for you. I want you to really go off and design your ideal life. But you gotta do the hard things now. If that means getting into therapy. get into therapy now, right? There's all types of things that take us away from the man or woman God called us to be. And some of it is in our own work, in our own strength, in our own power. Some of it you need some help with. But regardless, do the hard work now in every area of your life. Your life's going to change. Rob, I see your question down there. It was Instagram videos today. I know you hopped on a little late. It was all Instagram stuff. So if you connected with me on Instagram, I'll DM it to you, right? But either way, y'all, use this weekend to go out and change your life. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve it, right? If no one tells you, I'm going to tell you because you need to hear it, right? You deserve to win, but you got to change. The current version of you is not going to win at the highest levels. The current version of us, right? You're not going to win at the highest levels. You got to change who you are. You got to change how you think so you can change your life, all right? Let's go out and make it a great weekend, y'all. I'll see you back here on Monday. Take care. There we go, y'all. Morning Mindset Call. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're locked in.